What's up everyone, some guy here with another Alliance War video. Season 22, War number 2 versus England. I'll be running Quake, Magik, and Warlock. It's going to be a pretty boring video for most of you guys because it's going to be mainly Quake fights. I brought Warlock mainly for the Magik synergy to boost up her attack. I was going to use Warlock for that domino fight on Power Snack, but one of our teammates has a rank 3 6200 Warlock, so we're just going to let him take it instead. But first up here is Annihilus on Ebb and Flow Knockdown. Pretty easy with Quake, same concept, just knock him down while he's stunned and concussed to turn off the protection. And the rest is just regular Quake and Shake. I don't always like quaking Annihilus just because I've had so many instances where he would whiff an attack and dash back, and then I would draw my heavy and then he would dash in and just catch me on it. Most of them are from Alliance Quest when he's on the mini boss. I've had instances where he would be stunned from far away, and then when he's out of stun, he would idle close to me and then whiff a light attack and then dash back, and then I would draw my heavy and then it'll be pretty much game over. I don't know, sometimes I feel like these AIs will outsmart me. But anyway, second fight here is Wasp, pretty much on the same node, but I think with heavy hitter. Wasp isn't too bad to Quake, fairly easy. She also has a small health pool, so she'll go down pretty quickly. But she has a glass cannon, so you don't want to get hit by her. She will have some massive crits and possibly knock you out. But other than that, just normal Quake and Shake fight, pretty straightforward. Moving on to section 2, we've got this Killmonger on Footloose and Kinetic Transference. I do think Magik is probably one of the best counters against him on this node, just because once you get him power locked and power drained, Footloose won't activate since he won't have any power to activate, and his reverberation armor won't be that big of an issue either, just because he'll have low or zero power. I think it's also worth it to use the advanced power boost for this fight, just because that way you can get to Magik's SP2 faster and then control the fight sooner as well. I am going to make a small error in this fight. Basically, I should have used Magik's SP2 when Killmonger has a little bit of power instead of no power. That way, if Magik's SP2's power lock fails, I think there's a 15% chance of it not power locking. I would at least be able to power steal and go from there instead. I am going to take this fight pretty safe and slow just because there's a lot of time on a timer. You'll rarely see me do a lot of intercepts just because I don't want to risk getting clipped. Mainly just going to be doing medium, light, and then dash back to parry again. So right here you can see that Killmonger is power locked and he has 0 power. So instead of using my SP2 here, since power lock failed to trigger and there was no power to steal, it's basically back to the beginning where I have to set up the fight again. So it's just a little bit more annoying. If I had waited for Killmonger to have a little bit more power and then use my SP2, then I might not be in this situation right now. Plus I'm taking some reverberation damage as well, which is always annoying. Moving on to the next fight is Medusa on Ebb and Flow Intercept. Quake will never hit into her, and so she will never trigger Medusa's auto block. So she'll just ignore Medusa's ability and the node altogether. It's a pretty much straightforward Quake and Shake fight. And the next fight here is Rhino. He's pretty infamous on this node on ebb and flow intercept and redouble determination. I was kind of worried about this fight because this is a 6-star rank 2 Rhino. Luckily, he's not duped. I think his dupe ability does give him more physical resistance. I thought about turning on suicides for this fight, but then in the end chose not to and just boosted instead. I tried there to shut down the node itself, but I was a little bit too late and I just triggered the Fury instead. The Fury was actually able to help me knock him down more from the aftershock damage. So from there, I just decided to just do regular quick and shake or shake and bake until he was down. I kept an eye on the timer just in case I was running low. I would try again, but he was fine for the most of the part. And this next fight here is Nova on ebb and flow intercept, redouble determination, and crumbly armor. It is noted with steady buildup unblockable and aggression paralysis, but Quake can ignore both of those nodes since I'm not running suicides. I don't have to worry about the steady buildup, and since Quake doesn't give Nova any power and he shuts down his power gain, I won't have to worry about the aggression paralysis either. I usually try to use crumbling armor to my advantage and trigger them purposely just so I can get the willpower ticking. Sometimes it does bite me back though, but most of the time it doesn't. So with the armor, crumbling armor triggered, I am just gonna have free willpower, so I do feel comfortable just doing heavy parry, quick and bake, just so I can take this guy down faster. And plus I have the willpower to back me up, so I'll be pretty much at full health the whole fight. And next up on mini boss island, we've got Doom on rage and return policy. Definitely going to be using Quake. She doesn't bypass rage, but because of the 5-minute timer, there's no risk on timing out. Pretty comfortable with fighting Doom. Done that a lot in Alliance quests. The key here is just to not get hit, because if you do, he's going to place a shock debuff on you, and then you may get heavy to death. Doom hits pretty hard. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty simple shake and bake fight. And moving on, we've got M.O.D.O.K on, I think, Hurt Locker, yeah, Power Focus 1 and Enhanced Special 1. Again, Quake's going to bypass all that, so it's going to just be another boring fight. But the key is also to not miss any parries, because he may throw his heavy in the corner. I'm not keen on fully evading his heavy in the corner, but it is doable. But again, I don't want to risk it, so just try not to miss any parries. But other than that, it's a pretty simple, again, shake and bake fight. And for our last fight here, we have Professor X here on Aspect of Evolution, Enhanced Special 2, and Improved Power Gain. It's a pretty straightforward fight with Magik. You just gotta power lock him and then he'll be good to go. I've dueled Professor X many times and felt pretty comfortable with him. I believe only his first medium you can parry. Everything else I think is a non-contact kind of attack. But yeah, his falter is pretty easy to understand. You just got to keep an eye on his falter timer up on the top. Once it gets to like 1 or 0, you just gotta parry him and then whiff an attack or miss an attack to reset the timer again. I am gonna make a mistake in here, I think, from missing a parry, and then it was right when the falter timer was expiring. So I do end up getting hit, I think, once or twice. But aside from that, it's a pretty smooth fight. And both his specials are pretty easy to dodge and punish, so he's pretty straightforward with Magik. And that is it for me for this war. We did have a pretty good war. We were ahead, I think, throughout the whole war and won by a good amount as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.